What salary puts you in the top 10 in the UK? Every time we hear about the richest people in the UK, it feels like they're living in a completely different world. Massive mansions, private jets, luxury holidays. It's easy to think that being wealthy means being a millionaire. But here's the question you might be asking yourself. How much do you actually need to earn to be among the top 10% of earners in Britain today? The answer might surprise you. And no, you don't have to be a billionaire or a football star. You might be closer than you think. Imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, working your 9 to 5, and suddenly someone says, "Hey, do you know you're in the top 10% of earners in the UK?" You'd probably laugh it off. But according to official figures, it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Let's break it down and see exactly where you stand in the UK's income pyramid. According to the latest data from the Office for National Statistics in 2024, if you earn £66,048 or more per year, you are officially in the top 10% of UK earners. That's just over £5,504 a month before tax. Now, let that sink in. Think about all the headlines and social media posts that equate wealth with six-figure incomes or business ownership. But £66,000 is the cutoff. That means if you're a senior nurse, a mid-level manager, or an experienced engineer, you might already be in the top 10%, even if you don't feel it. Top 50% perspective. Let's zoom out for a moment. The median salary in the UK is around £37,430. That means half population earns less than that, putting you in the top 50% if you're above this line. So even if you're earning 38k, you are technically on the higher side of the UK's earnings distribution, but chances are it doesn't feel like it. Why? Because the cost of living is rising. Mortgage rates have climbed sharply since late 2021. Rent is sky high in most urban areas, and energy bills have gone through the roof. Being in the top 50% statistically doesn't mean you're rolling in disposable income. Now, back to the top 10%. At £66,000 a year, your monthly tax home pay after taxes and national insurance is around £4,000. Not bad, right? But let's put it to the test. If you live in London, a modest 2-bedroom flat could set you back £2,500 a month in rent. Add groceries, commuting, energy bills, childcare, and you're already looking at £3,500 to £4,000 gone. Suddenly, that top 10% salary isn't affording your luxury, it's just covering your basics for the little breathing room. In fact, £66,000 is roughly the base salary of a London Underground train driver, a role often at the centre of media coverage, especially during industrial action. In recent years, tube drivers have been locked in pay disputes with Transport for London, demanding improved conditions and compensation in the face of inflation and operational pressures. These disputes sparked national headlines and strikes that brought London to a standstill. But what many people don't realise is this. Before any proposed pay increases, many of these drivers were already earning £68,000 a year or more, which comfortably placed them in the top 10% of UK earners. According to the latest data from the Office for National Statistics, once you factor in overtime, night shifts and weekend work, some drivers earn well into the £70,000 to £19,000 range, with a few even crossing the six-figure mark in total annual pay. That might sound extravagant until you factor in that they work in London, one of the most expensive cities on the planet. A modest 2-bedroom flat can cost £2,500 a month. Add groceries, bills, commuting and childcare, and you're suddenly looking at expenses that can easily devour even a high salary. These aren't luxury lifestyles, they're just middle-class survival in a high-cost city. And train drivers aren't the only ones. There are plenty of jobs that quietly fall into the top 10% income bracket, even though they aren't surrounded by celebrity or luxury. Airline pilots, first officers and captains can earn between £70,000 and £150,000 a year. Long-haul routes and seniority can push their earnings even higher, but the job comes with intense stress, long absences from home, and years of training and depth to qualify. Specialised HGV drivers, not your average lorry drivers, those transporting hazardous materials, fuel tankers, or working in construction, logistics can earn between £50,000 and £80,000 annually, depending on experience and sector. It's high-pressure, highly skilled work, often involving unsociable hours and tight schedules. Senior NHS staff. While junior doctors have been striking over low pay, consultants and senior specialists in the NHS can earn £90,000 to £120,000 per year. That income puts them squarely in the top 5%, but their jobs come with immense responsibility and years of rigorous training. Engineering project managers, IT architects, and finance controllers often earn between £70,000 and £100,000, especially in London or within multinational firms. Yet many are paying down first-time mortgages, commuting long distances, or raising families on tight budgets. The common thread? High salaries don't always mean luxury. Many of these professionals face long hours, family sacrifices, and high living costs. Yes, they're in the statistical elite, but that doesn't mean they feel rich. So when you hear someone say they earn £70,000 or £80,000 a year, it's easy to imagine a life of comfort. But context is everything. Earning well in the UK doesn't automatically translate to living well, especially when the costs of living, housing, and family responsibilities are all rising faster than wages. In cities like Manchester, Birmingham, or Glasgow, £66,000 might stretch further. Maybe you're saving more. Maybe you own a home. But if you have kids, those savings can disappear fast. Childcare, school uniforms, after-school clubs, birthday parties, it all adds up. And while lifestyle inflation plays a role, children are not lifestyle inflation. They're inherently expensive. They're another mouth to feed, clothe, and care for. And that cost is unavoidable. It's not just about what you earn, it's about where you live, whether you have children, your debt, your goals, and your financial habits. Going higher, the top 5%. So what if you push further? What does it take to hit the top 5%? You'll need to earn around £90,000 a year or more, which is roughly £7,500 per month before tax. This tier unlocks a different lifestyle. Here, you're not just covering the essentials, you're saving, investing, and spending more freely. These earners tend to be senior level professionals. Think finance directors, tech leads, law firm partners, successful entrepreneurs. They're not famous, but they are financially powerful in their circles. The top 1%, the financial elite. Now, let's talk about the top 1%, the big leagues. To break into this group in 2024, you need to earn at least £187,800 a year, or around £15,650 a month. This is where wealth starts shifting from income to influence. These individuals are top-tier lawyers, senior bankers, medical specialists, startup founders, and yes, Premier League footballers. They are buying second homes, sending their kids to elite boarding schools, and maxing out pension contributions. They have private financial advisors, diversified investor portfolios, and structured tax planning. But let's go one step further into the stratosphere, the top 0.1%. This ultra-exclusive group earns millions per year, but their real power lies in their net worth, which often exceeds hundreds of millions or even billions. This is where income becomes less relevant, because wealth is stored in assets, businesses, land, global investments. Let's take Sir Jim Ratcliffe as an example. He's the billionaire founder of INEOS, a multinational chemicals company. In 2023, he became part owner of Manchester United, one of the most valuable football clubs on earth. As of 2025, he's the UK's richest man, with an estimated net worth of over £29 billion. That's not rich. That's a transformational wealth. Radcliffe can fund scientific research, influence sports ownership, and shift entire market sectors with a single decision. His money doesn't just buy things, it changes outcomes. These individuals have family offices managing their affairs, live between global residences, and in many cases are largely insulated from the economic pressures the rest of us face. The bigger picture. So, why should any of this matter to you? Because when you understand the spectrum, from the median to the ultra-rich, you get clarity. You see how policies are shaped, who benefits most from the tax breaks, and why certain housing markets are completely unaffordable. You begin to realise why some people can survive a cost of living crisis unbothered, while others are pushed to the brink by a single unexpected bill. And perhaps more importantly, you see where you stand. Are you above average? Closer to the top than you thought? Or maybe motivated to take action, to upskill, to invest, to take control of your financial future? This isn't about comparison. It's not about feeling better or worse than anyone else. It's about awareness. Because knowledge is power. When you understand your position in the national income scale, you gain clarity, and clarity leads to smarter financial decisions. Whether that's negotiating your salary, starting a side hustle, or planning for your children's future. And if nothing else, the next time someone tells you that £66,000 isn't much, you can politely inform them that it puts you among the top 10% of earners in the entire country. Were you surprised by these numbers? Did you expect the bar to be higher? Or did this make you think differently about what it means to be wealthy in the UK? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into data that affects real people, hit the like button, share this video, and make sure to subscribe to Eureka. We break down the facts so you can better understand the world around you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.